Before we get started here, I just wanted to let the YouTube algorithm know that I am a fully licensed medical grower in Canada, where it is fully legal. I have paperwork to back it up. Everything I do is 100% within the law of my country. And this is for documentation and entertainment purposes only. Hi everybody, CANNABEARD Grows here. How the heck are you doing? I hope you're well. Today on Friday Night Gardening, we got to talk about a couple of things. We got to talk about the autoflowers. I've moved the autoflowers from the small tent into the big tent. Why did I do that exactly? I don't know. I'm not sure why I did that exactly. But anyway, the small tent is empty right now. I've got those two autoflowers sitting in here with the re-vegging clones from the photo period tent from the last run. We'll take a look at those. And speaking of last runs, we've got the next runs. Yes, I said runs of seedlings already germinating in the other room. We'll get to that in just a minute. But we do have outdoor and indoor crops already going, started in the other room there. So this is the time when I ask you to like the video. If you do like the video, it takes a quick second. It means a lot to me and the channel if you do. Really helps it out, honestly. Subscribe if you're not already. Double check that bell for notifications. And yeah, just get on with the show. Let's go take a look at this tent. Well, they're huge. Oh, that's why I took them out of the smaller tent. I couldn't remember why I took them out when I was saying the intro, but I remember now. It's because they're too big. They were like filling up the space, and there was no light getting to these little clones and stuff, and they were just taking up too much space. Now, I asked a lot of you last week. I asked all of you. I said last week, what do you think is going on with these two? And, well, yep, it seems you guys had the answer. You guys all figured that it's been pushed into a re-veg. So this is an autoflower, but it's doing weird stuff.
Holy jeez. What the fuck is that?
Single leaves, like look at this sparseness of this. So I think I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I think I know what happened. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I think number one, if you remember a bunch of episodes ago, I fucked up the lighting cycle on these guys. I don't remember what exactly I said or what I screwed their lighting cycle up. I think I left the light on solid for like 5 days or something like that. I fucked up their lighting cycle early on, and I've done a lot of defoliations on these. Like, kind of a lot. Like, probably about 4 good defoliations. Hey, Canna. Hey, buddy. Hi. You know what? Just don't eat the clones. I don't even care if you eat these fucking things, but don't eat my clones, buddy. Anyway, I believe that it's a combination of some lighting issues that I had, and Canna, come on. Come on, how about you just hop out of here? I don't trust you. You're going to eat those little clones right away. You're going for them. Anyway, I think it's a combination of the fact that I stressed them out with a weird timing cycle. I overstressed them with lots of defoliation, and potentially, I think I even let them dry out a couple of times. So I think this is just a combination of stress, overstressing an autoflower to a point where it just doesn't fucking work right anymore. I've never seen this happen. Yep, I've been growing autoflowers for years, and I've never seen this. And again, a lot of people said bad genetics. I had a lot of people comment that, and I'll tell you right now, this could be not a good batch, but generally speaking, I have grown this strain from the same breeder lots, and it's always been good. This is the only time that this has ever happened, anything like this, and the fact that it happened to both of them in the exact same matter, even though they're slightly different phenos, just due to the heights and stuff, I'm really sure this was my fault, not breeder, not the seed bank, not the seed breeder, but I think this was my fault. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to give it one more week and see how it looks. I don't know, man. If I don't see any improvement here, I haven't seen any improvement since last week, to be honest. So I think I'm just going to make the tough decision. I don't know. I don't know. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll find out the fate of these two weird-looking plants. Yep. And I wanted to take a look at the RE-VEG clone things. So here's what I've been told. I've been told that if you get white hairs again, it's starting to re-veg. It's growing new. So we got some white hairs right there. So that's growing new. That's not the old hairs. This is a long time ago. But these ones, the ones I removed the buds, don't seem to be having any new growth. There doesn't, I thought that maybe out of those V's some new growth would happen, but it does not seem that way. But if you look at this back one, there's some really spacey, weird buds on the tip with white pistils. So I'm pretty sure that that weird spacey nature means that it's growing. So I think these two might survive, these two might not. But as I said, I've never done this before, and I've read online that both work, that you're supposed to take the buds off, and then I've read other people say don't take the buds off. So that's why I did both. I'm testing the theory, and I think that the buds was the way, because I think that they seem to be maybe doing it. They might survive. Once again, this is that Cherry Kush CBD that I grew right here during my last photo run, and man, it is delicious. I frigging love it. It is so good. I really, really, really do hope that I get a mother that survives out of these. Even just one out of the two would be great. Anyway, folks, before we get any further into the show, let's take a quick moment and thank today's sponsor. Well, it's been my, not just today's sponsor, it's been my sponsor for years, MARSHYDRO. Thank you very much, MARSHYDRO. I appreciate you. I love your tools. I think you guys would love their tools too. All their lights, their tents, all of their new smart equipment with the iHub stuff is so good. I just love it all, man. I love it all. And use my name as a discount code here up on screen. Save yourself a couple of bucks off your next MARSHYDRO purchase. Yeah, thank you very much, MARSHYDRO. Once again, I salute you. Anyway, let's get back to the show. Alrighty, there we go. Inside the Mars 2.5 by 2.5 foot little tent, I bought this rack that fits in here perfectly. It's about half the tent, but it fits perfectly enough for a bunch of seedling trays. So we got a bunch of vegetables down here. We got herbs and more vegetables down there. I got some more pepper seeds germinating right there. And then here's the cannabis. Womp, 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 womp. Everything popped up really good. I've struggled in the past with germination, and I've learned a new technique. I watched a whole bunch of different germination videos, and I've come to some conclusions, and I tried the theories, and they worked. So I will be making a video about my new germination methods soon, but for now, know that everything popped. By the way, all of these seeds were got from Coastal Mary Seed. You can use my name, CANNABEARD 25, all one word, as a discount code. Save yourself 25%. I forgot to mention this in the video, and I love them, so I wanted to make sure I supported them and said their name. Cheers. One peanut butter breath hasn't quite made it out of the ground yet, but everything else is up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peanut butter breaths. We got 1, 2, 3 pineapple expresses, and we got 1, and I ran out of pots, 2 and 3 of mango cushes. So we're gonna put 2 mango cushes outdoor. We're gonna put 2 peanut butter breaths outdoor, and I've got more flower than I need here, more plants than I need. But originally I was just gonna do 2 in the big tent. I might do 3, but the problem is the big tent is going to need room for all of these to grow up. So these need to live in the big tent for a little bit, for about a month or 2. So I got to be careful with my spacing. But I can probably get away with at least 3 in the big tent. And now that the small tent is empty, I might even just grow one of these in the small tent and like scrog it and train it really well and stuff so that it'll fill up the whole small tent. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Anyway, there is the new season of breeding, of growing, including my outdoor stuff. Yeah, we got more outdoor coming for vegetables, but that's all we got done so far. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Well, that's about all I got for you today. So thank you very much for spending your time with me here today. I really appreciate it. If you really do like it, hit that video. Or hit that thumbs up on the video. I'd really appreciate that. That is literally like the currency of YouTube's algorithm. So if you like the show and want to see it do well, please hit that thumbs up. It only takes a second, free, etc., etc. Also, subscribe if you're not already subscribed for some weird reason. Double check, you hit that bell for notifications. You know, all the YouTube jazz, stuff like that. And stay tuned. Next week we'll have a look at the seedlings and see how well they're doing, and we'll find out the fate of the autoflowers. So yeah, let's have a good one, and I'll see you then.